With nearly 400,000 Arkansans with student loan debt, there are bound to be many, many questions.
Now, lucky for you watching at home, we're getting some expert help this morning. We are joined by Jeremy Horpedahl, an associate professor of economics at UCA. He's also the director of the Arkansas Center for Research in Economics. Jeremy, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, it's a big day. We've all been talking about it. This has been the big issue that so many folks have had on their minds. And so we're going to get some questions from viewers that have weighed in this morning. In fact, hello. In regards to the student debt forgiveness, my son started his freshman year and has $5,500 in federal student loans. Will he qualify for the forgiveness, or is it only for those who are paying back their loans?
Yeah, it's a great question, and for a lot of these we got a lot of information yesterday, but we're still learning. But what it looks like is any loans issued before July of this year should be eligible regardless of whether you're at school or not, or whether you're making repayments. So that's what the initial information looks like. So good information for that viewer.
And a very good question, because that makes you wonder. We're asking questions that you have already asked. Here's another one. Good morning, my name is Evelyn. I have a question about the student loan forgiveness. If a person has already had federal or state forgiveness monies applied to their student loans, are they still eligible for the new forgiveness payments toward those loans?
Yeah, nothing in the information they released yesterday would exclude these people as long as they make all the other qualifications. Whether you had some of it relieved before, if you have new debt, shouldn't really matter. It's if you have debt outstanding now and if you meet the income qualifications, you should qualify for this.
Very good.
The interest on it is so fascinating too, because sites were crashing yesterday. So many folks are looking up and just, excuse me, trying to figure out, okay, what's my situation? And so nice to have somebody answer these directly. Okay, this is Jordan from Little Rock. What if I receive Pell grants half the time and then regular federal loans the other half? Am I entitled to up to $20,000 or $10,000?
Yeah, the information that we have so far suggests that if you had Pell grants at any time while you were a student and you took those loans out, that you should be eligible for the larger amount, for the $20,000. That's a big amount, yeah.
Sure, and we talked about how it's billions for the state of Arkansas alone. You look at all 50 states. This question here now, if only I, well, actually, that one went away. How about this one? How do I apply for the loan forgiveness? And we had a question earlier. Do you have to do anything, or does it all roll out, or do we even know yet?
Well, we do know that if you already have what are called income-based repayments, meaning that every year you submit your income information to your loan servicer, they'll already have that, and it could be automatic for you. For most borrowers, though, they'll probably have to go through that process of submitting their IRS information to make sure they meet the income qualifications. So for the White House says about 8 million Americans in this program, they already have that information, but that would mean that the majority will actually need to go through an application process.
A lot of really good questions this morning. Again, 501-376-1111. Okay, this is going back to the one we were talking before. If only I, husband, have debt and make over $125,000 a year, does being married raise the income limit to $250,000 even if my wife doesn't have debt?
Yeah, so it should apply. The higher income threshold should apply if they file their taxes together. Some people who are married file their taxes separately, but that's kind of unusual. Most people who are married file them together, so it's going to be your total household income that'll be applying, meaning you'll get the $250,000.
I have a couple kids in college, and we don't have a question here, but they took out loans for themselves. They actually worked the prior summer, and they made income that's fairly good, but not even close to $125,000. They did not have a cosign for these loans. So will it apply directly to them because there is no parent providing some of the income?
Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be the income of the student that's going to matter, right? So even if a parent had co-signed, you know, that debt really belongs to the student. So it's going to be their income. They're not going to pile everyone's income together to see if you meet that threshold. It's going to be the income of the person who the loans were for, the person who went to college.
And we have one final question for you this morning. Okay, student loan question. My son received a Pell Grant for his undergraduate classes. I have Parent Plus federal loans to cover what was left over. If his debt is reduced by $20,000, will my Parent Plus loans also decrease, or will it be on his undergrad loans only?
Yeah, so if the Parent Plus loan, those are federal loans as well. So it should apply to that. The information that I've seen has said that it's only the $10,000 amount that'll apply because the parent themselves did not get the Pell Grant, right? So the Pell Grant amount is for the student. but the parent most likely will get a $10,000 relief as well.
They could see 30,000 total.
That is a possibility from what we know so far. Again, we're
Wow.
going to get more information over the
Ooh.
next weeks and months, but that's what it looks like.
All right, some great answers that you've done for our viewers. We sure appreciate it, Jeremy Horpedahl. Thanks for getting up early with us this morning.
Sure, thank you.
Oh, well, I have one final question. Can we get you on retainer, please, to answer all these questions over the next few months?